Hello, my name is Tamara. Let's look at DeFi. DeFi, or Decentralized Finance, is a movement that aims at making a new financial system that is open to everyone and doesn't require trusting intermediaries like banks. DeFi relies heavily on cryptography, blockchain, and smart contracts. Smart contracts are the main building blocks on DeFi. Most, if not pretty much all the DeFi projects are built on Ethereum. The main reason for this is the Ethereum fairly robust programming language called Solidity that allows for writing advanced smart contracts that can contain all the necessary logic for the DeFi applications. Besides that, Ethereum has the most developed ecosystem across all the smart contract platforms, with thousands of developers building new applications every day, and the most value locked in smart contracts, which creates an additional network effect. Lending and borrowing is only a part of this ecosystem. Some of the other important parts are stablecoins, decentralized exchanges, derivatives margin, trading, and insurance. Let's talk about each of the categories one by one. With clever use of smart contracts and certain incentives, we can create a stablecoin that is pegged to the US dollar without having to store dollars in the real world. Decentralized exchanges, or DEXs, in opposite to standard centralized crypto exchanges, allow the exchange of crypto assets in a completely decentralized and permissionless way without giving up the custody of the coins. There are two main types of DEXs, the liquidity pool based and the order book based ones. Similar to traditional finance, derivatives are contracts that derive their value from the performance of an underlying asset. Margin trading, also similar to traditional finance, is the practice of using borrowed funds to increase a position in a certain asset. Insurance is yet another part of traditional finance that can be reproduced in decentralized finance, and it provides a certain guarantee of compensation in return for a payment of a premium. One of the most popular applications of insurance in the DeFi space is protection against smart contract failures and protection of deposits. Another really important, although not strictly limited to finance, part of the DeFi ecosystem are Oracle services that focus on delivering data feeds from the outside world into the smart contracts. These are pretty much all the main parts of the DeFi ecosystem. They can also be combined together in multiple ways. We can think about them as money Legos, as more complicated DeFi projects can be built on top of the existing blocks. Let's compare the main differences between CeFi and DeFi that stand for Decentralized Finance and Centralized Finance. DeFi is permissionless, meaning no KYC, while CeFi has permissioned KYC sanctions. DeFi is open source, encouraging collaboration, while CeFi makes closed source decisions behind closed doors. DeFi is censorship resistant, while CeFi can be censored. DeFi is cheaper, while CeFi has expensive intermediaries charging hefty fees. DeFi is built on the blockchain network, while CeFi is built on old foundations. We have to also mention the potential risks associated with DeFi. One of the main risks are bugs in smart contracts and protocol changes that can affect the existing contracts. This is also when users can take additional insurance to lower the risk of potential issues. Besides that, we always have to check how decentralized a DeFi project really is and what is the shutdown procedure. If something goes wrong, does someone have an admin key that can be used to shut down the protocol? Or maybe there is some on-chain governance in place to make such a decision. On top of that, we always have to account for the more systemic risks that can be caused by, for example, asset prices sharply losing their value, which may result in a cascade of liquidations across multiple DeFi protocols and network fees. Congestion can also be a problem, especially if you want to avoid liquidations and we are trying to, let's say, supply more collateral on time. Ethereum 2.0 and second layer scaling solution can help to solve this problem. There is also a set of more subtle features or changes that applies to one of the protocols that may incentivize users to certain non-obvious actions that can cascade across multiple protocols. As you probably noticed, DeFi is a super interesting and vibrant space full of opportunities. Although we have to remember, this is still a very nascent industry, so it's high risk and a high reward game. DeFi is the closest thing that can actually disrupt the traditional financial industry, in opposite to most of the fintech companies. DeFi is built on the new rails instead of relying on the outdated technologies and procedures. Currently, most of the financial products can only be created by banks. DeFi is open, permissionless, and enables cooperative work in a similar way to the internet, although DeFi is currently built predominantly only on Ethereum. With more adoption of interoperability protocols, we may see more projects being built on different chains in the future.